Hey guys, how's it going? It's beautiful. It's beautiful outside. Look outside. It's a gorgeous day out there. Beautiful rain clouds, thunderstorming. The cats are running around trying to find shelter. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys know this, but cats don't wear sweaters, so it could be very difficult on a rainy day for a cat. You know what I'm saying. So when it rains, just say a little prayer. Say a little prayer for the kittens out there who are freezing to death. Okay. I'll let you guys say your own prayers. I don't want to push my religion down your throat, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, hi. This is a pretty special episode, I guess you could say. Cuz today we're going to be ranting. We're going to be ranting about a former video game that I was really upset about. It's a pretty recent release. Usually we talk about older games on this channel, but today we're going to be talking about a newer one. So hopefully you enjoy the video. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you, Get the fuck out of here. So, today we're going to be talking about a pretty exciting thing. We're going to be talking about a game that pissed me off. Okay, I was so excited for it. And it's a game called Fallout 4. Okay, that's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. I know, I could be a hand model. Look at these gorgeous fingers. Wow, incredible. But anywho, yes, the game was Fallout 4, and I was so excited for it. It came out, I believe, last winter. It came out like a year ago or 2 years. I don't know. I was jumping out of my seat. I remember I was watching on the tube TV. I was watching some sort of video game convention or something, and all out of nowhere they announced Fallout. Bethesda announced it out of nowhere, like months before it was going to come out. They said, hey, it's going to be coming out. I said, holy shit. I got so pumped up, guys. I remember seeing the announcement trailer, and it looked epic. Yeah, it looked like it was in Boston. It looked like there might be a cute newspaper reporter. I was very excited about the game. All kinds of monsters. I was thinking to myself, geez, I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout New Vegas, especially Fallout New Vegas. I can't wait. All the choices, and I'll be able to live my life in Fallout instead of in real life. That's what I was thinking. And I just was so pumped up. I remember everybody was pumped up, People were saying this is going to be the second coming of Jesus Christ, basically. Like, in terms of the quality of the life would be improved from playing this game. You guys got to understand, when I played Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, I had so much fun, I love collecting bottle caps. I love the retro futuristic shit going on with like the 1950s music, and then we got like laser beam guns, and we're in the post-apocalyptic world. How cute is the idea of coming out of a vault underground, and then walking out and a big mutated bear attacks you, and and you try to hug it, but it just tries to eat you, and shit, homie, you know what I mean? That's incredible. That's probably what I like most about the whole series is the clash, I guess you could say, the clash of old and new. I love the 50s. Back when women knew their place. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Okay, kids. All right, young ladies, don't have a hissy fit with me. Okay, don't have a hissy fit. But I love the charm of the 1950s. And Fallout always has had that, and that's one of my favorite things. It's got the charm, the old music, and then it's also got, these futuristic laser beam guns and, these robots and things like that. For fuck's sake, there's fucking super mutants. Jesus. I had a lot of fun with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. I liked the characters. I liked the factions. Fallout 3 was a little more, by the books, a little more linear, I would say. You had like one big decision to make, but still it felt like you were in control a little bit. You could decide if you want to help people out. You walk around, you find Riley's Rangers getting fucked up in a hotel or something like that, and you decide if you want to help them. You can decide to help her kill slavers. I like that a lot. I thought the slavery was interesting in Fallout 3 to have. It was pushing the envelope. You know what I mean? when I was younger, a long time ago with Mario and Zelda, we never really got to decide if we wanted to be part of a slavery circuit. So I always thought that was cool in Fallout 3. Then Fallout New Vegas, don't even get me fucking started. You get to make so many decisions. I can help people who live in an old airfield. I can help people who think they're like Indians in a little canyon. I can help the remnants of the Brotherhood of Steel. I just kill them all. So many choices. I mean, I love the gambling theme in New Vegas. The desert. It really made me feel like Jesus. I need some water. I'd be playing it. And I get thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gigantic bumblebees that were a pain in the ass. Cazadors, I think they were called, something like that. Giant bumblebees. What a pain. But okay. The core of this, the point I'm making is by talking about these two games first, is that they had things that were great. Fallout 3 had a great atmosphere. It was grim. You started in a vault. I liked a little growing up, and then the escaping from the vault, and the vault still kind of existing when you leave. I thought that was cool. And I like Fallout 3's story of going after your father. I felt kind of invested, a little bit. You felt like you're being thrown into this world you don't know, and that's fucking terrifying, with these big mutants and, what other enemies? Robots. And then New Vegas, up the ante. It didn't even have you start in a vault, which originally I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm starting out in a doctor's house. That's some bullshit. But I liked it anyway. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because I was thrown into the world, exploring, killing, being able to basically side with whoever I wanted to. I could become a barbarian and, like, kill everyone and probably be a cannibal if I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Or I could be a good guy, like basically like a regular like soldier kind of guy. Or I could be, I could do my own thing and take over Las Vegas, filled up with kittens and macaroni and cheese, if I wanted to. Maybe I couldn't quite do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like I can imagine it. I was so hyped for Fallout 4, though. You have no idea, kids. I mean, I was pumped. I mean, I pre-ordered the game, like, immediately. And I don't pre-order. I would never recommend pre-ordering because a lot of times you pre-order it and it ends up being a piece of shit. I mean, I ordered all kinds of Fallout things. I ordered the Fallout 4 Loot Crate Limited Edition. I was on there, like, the minute it was open, clicking frantically to try to order it. You know what I'm saying? Fallout 4 Loot Crate. Let's see, what's in here? It's like an unboxing. How exciting. We're doing unboxings, reviews, all kinds of stuff. But, we got all kinds of stuff in here. We got, looks like as you can see, I never really did anything with it, right? Because I was so disappointed with the game. And I think this came out I got this, like, right when I got the game close to, I believe. Looks like we got a little, dog or something like that. I don't know. Looks to me like he'd be suffocating by now, but, what do I know? I don't know. He's been in the bag for quite a while. Maybe he could hold his breath a long time, Got some kind of little, collector pin set. Wow. Adorable. Jesus, it's hard to get this open. Ugh, oh, wow. How cool is that? Ooh. I was hoping I'd order this and there'd be a fucking, like, I don't know, a Pip-Boy, a real Pip-Boy in it or something like that. Or maybe, like a full set of clothing or maybe something that would help in the game. Or a bobblehead statue, that would have been cool. But most of it was shit. I mean, it says here we got a coaster set. If I want to put my drinks on something. Wow. Jesus, I'm glad I pre-ordered this. That's my reaction when I got this. I was like, what the fuck is this? Looks like there's some kind of bag or something like that. Like if you want to like look like a homosexual mailman or something. I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of cute. Hey, I think it's kind of cute. But what else is in here? Poster. It looks like some kind of hoodie. What the fuck am I gonna do that? I don't leave the house. You know what I'm saying? So, still got the original wrapping and stuff in here. If anyone wants to buy this, just let me know. Some kind of piece of paper or something. I don't know what it is. Let's put this shit away. The point I'm making is I was so pumped, guys. I was so pumped for this game. I ordered even this dumbass loot crate. You know, fuck a loot crate. I think it was like $100, you know. They should have sent me a bomb so I could have blown myself up before I played. Before I played Fallout 4. It goes on and on. I got really excited and I ordered the mini nuke collection or whatever. You know, it's bigger than I expected. It's kind of annoying, but it's like bigger than my head, which is pretty fucking big. Apparently it makes some kind of noise. I don't know if you push that button. Cute, adorable, and then the lid comes off. I think there's like games in there or some shit. I don't fucking know. But I ordered that. I ordered the fucking Christmas sweater, the Fallout 4 Christmas sweater you could only get in like England. I ordered it from out of the country. Oh, look at that! Wow. If you ever wanted your ugly, your Fallout ugly Christmas sweater, we got it right here. Yeah, I never fucking wore it because I don't like the game. Okay. And then we got, you know, who doesn't want their, standard, general issue sneakers from living in the Fallout shelter, right? Living in the vaults, you know, everybody gets one. I even ordered these dumbass things. Yeah, they look just like the fucking game. I got them in my size and everything. Fucking Vault 111. I was gonna wear all this shit. I was gonna wear my fucking hoodie and my shoes while I was playing the game. Oh, how cute. I read a review somewhere that said that if you wear these in the rain, I've never worn them. If you wear them in the rain, apparently the blue comes right off. Like, what the fuck, you know? But, hey, whatever. I even got the fucking, I even got the socks, you know? The socks, I mean, you know? The point is, kids, I was so hyped for this game. You don't have no idea. I was hyped. I was ordering everything. I was ready to camp out in my room for days and days and just play and play and play. You know, I was really excited. And then I get the game, guys, and I'm playing it for a little while. I'm playing it and I'm saying to myself, geez, you know, this is fun. You know, I'm at my house with my baby. I'm running away to the nuclear shelter, you know, okay, let me in like 2 sentences explain why Fallout 4 is a shitty game, okay? You know, the first sentence is gonna be, forced voices, you know. Why the fuck do I want to play an RPG where they give me a voice and remind me every single time I have dialogue with the other characters, I hear somebody else's voice, and I'm reminded that it's not me. Like, you let me choose my own character, right? I got to choose my eye color. You know. I get to choose what socks I wear, stuff like that. But you gotta force a voice on me of some Hollywood pretentious bitch or dude. And by the way, I chose to play as a female because, like, I don't want to hear some other dude's voice who's not mine, okay? You know, at least I might as well play as a chick if I can't have my own imaginary voice, you know? That's the first sentence. Okay, I know it's probably a run-on sentence, but whatever. The second thing, fuck the whole sentence thing. Okay, it's gonna be 2 points that are on their own are why this game sucks. Okay, the second point is lazy writing and shit. Okay, why? Tell me this. This guy comes to my house. He knocks on the door. I fucking hate telemarketers. Okay, he knocks on the door. He says, "Hey, do you want to sign up to get a vault, a safety vault in case the world blows up or something like that? You know." At the local Fallout shelter, do you wanna pay for a spot? And so I don't have a choice. It already is fucking around with me trying to give me no choices. Doesn't give me any choice. I try to say no. I try to tell him to go away, and it doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. You know, at this point, I'm already agitated because I've heard my fucking forced voice. You know, and I saw that I have a baby and shit. Who wants that? You know, but at that point, I'm not bothered that much. You know, before then, because I saw the cute house. I have a robot that helps make my food for me, you know, whatever. But then I'm not able to make a decision. But okay, fine, whatever. I'll say yes. I want a spot in the vault. I guess knowing what I know as a real person in the real world, you know, seeing the commercials, I figured that the world was probably going to explode anyway. So I guess I would pick to have a spot in the vault. What it should have done is let you choose no. He should have allowed you to say, no, I don't want a spot in the vault. And then when the nuclear explosion comes a few minutes later, you just die. That would have been funny because it would have actually given you an illusion of choice. But anywho, so you say yes, and then like a minute later, these alarms go off, and you run into the fallout shelter, up half a mile from your house. Now, I just want to point out this beginning is way too short. Okay, it's way too short. It doesn't get you invested enough. I don't give a shit about my wife or husband at that point. Who cares, right? I don't know him. I don't care about the baby. I haven't okay. They should have done a Fallout 3 where they gave me a few different like time frames where like I teleported in time and I'm like playing with my kid. I'm changing its diaper. You know what I mean? To build a little like immersion. But no, I just wake up. I see the family in the house and I go answer my door, and then a minute later, alarm bells go off, and I have to run to the vault. Now, this is why the game sucks, and I've taken a while to get to it, but I get to the vault, and somehow they have my name on the list of the fence to come in. Like, how the fuck would they have it already? The guy just came to my door a minute ago and asked me if I wanted to sign up. Like, this is a great example of why the game is shit, because there is no good writing in Fallout 4. It's just like, hey, you're gonna get into the vault. You're gonna get thrown in the world and have some bullshit excuse to run around and look for something. Like, and that's the sign of it from the very beginning. They couldn't even add a few more minutes of me fucking around in the 1950s, or in the 21st century that looks like the 1950s. They couldn't do that. And you know how much I would have loved that. I would have loved that. Going around to some cute shops in town, and then seeing the shops destroyed later on. How satisfying would that have been, But, anyway, so basically you go to the vault, and it turns out there's some kind of creepy experiments going on by the evil corporation, Vault Tech. Yes, Vault Tech. Very original. And you go there, it turns out there's some experiment, they freeze you. I guess they're trying to see what will happen if they freeze you. Throughout the game, you find out they have all kinds of vaults where they've done experiments. This is one of the few cool things about the game. Personally, I would have preferred a Fallout 3 scenario where I was put into a regular vault and I got to come out eventually. But, anywho, I'm kind of rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and go on to the points I hate about this game, okay? Okay, one of the biggest things I hate, and I'm sure you guys all hate too, about this game is that, there is only the illusion of choice. Like, one of the best things about the other Fallout games was that generally, when you had dialogue, you actually had some choice. There was some karma. Depending on what you said, you might upset somebody. You could actually, like, have a conversation with someone and either, like, it go really well based it, like if you said, hey, it's great to see you, or if you said, fuck you, and then they might attack you, You had some choices. In Fallout 4, there is no choice, They might want you to think there is, but there isn't. Like, there's a choice of being like, hey, I'm being sarcastic, or I'm being cute with what I say to someone, or I could be, like, nice, and it will have the same effect, you know what I mean? It's a dialogue wheel. Rather than the other games would actually show you the line of dialogue that you would say, it would show you exactly. It would give you, like, 6 choices. Fallout 4, they're too lazy for that. So it will just say, like, you can pick being, like, friendly or curious or being sarcastic or being a dick. And everything's the same, though. Almost always. If you act like a dick or if you act friendly, like if you're talking to an NPC and they ask you a question and you're like, mind your own business, or you're like, oh, how can I help you? The conversation almost always just continues on. No matter fucking what you say, it's the same thing, There is no choice in the game. It's like, they give you the illusion of choice because you can choose between, like, 3 factions to help by the end of the game. But, like, none of the factions are likable. None of them do what you want them to do, It's like, if Fallout 4 was a good game, it would actually give you some fucking options. You could pick the creepy robot faction that your son runs and be like, hey guys, maybe you don't need to be creepy robots who, like, want to control everyone on the mainland, Maybe we can work together with everyone else. But no, there is no option like that. It's like, hey, you either go pick us, and fight everyone else, or you don't, you know. And the same thing with like the Brotherhood of Steel. There is no way to convince them just not to annihilate pretty much everyone else, you know. I also want to point out the weak characters in the game. The companions suck. They're boring and they don't feel alive. Even in fucking like Fallout New Vegas, I felt more connected to the dumbass companions. Like there's some chick who used to work for the cartel, or some shit. She used to work for this like mercenary group, and you end up talking to them, and they want you to kill her, right? Or you can decide to help her and betray, you know, kill them. And you have to basically choose one or the other. But Fallout 4 doesn't have a lot of these sort of like quests that make you actually start to care about your companions. It's like, oh hey, I'm your companion now. This is great, you know. And that's it. They just follow you around and say the same stupid lines over and over, you know. The only one I like really is the fucking French robot, you know. At least she's got some attitude, you know what I'm saying? But she doesn't play around. I like that. But let's see, what else? And there's a lot I could complain about. Oh, one of the worst things about Fallout 4 is that the game completely diverges from the last one, okay? In Fallout New Vegas, you felt like you were in a real fleshed out world, you know? It was immersive to some degree. It was a role-playing game. You could make decisions, you could make your own character, you had an effect on the world, you know? You didn't just feel like you were in a fucking empty sandbox, you know, bullshit. And the problem is that Fallout 4 is no longer an RPG. It's a fucking shooter. It's a shooter. All you do, listen, all you do is walk around and shoot things. You shoot super mutants. You shoot fucking ugly ass robots, other humans. You shoot raiders over and over. Every single raider attacks you. You just shoot things. That's basically all you do, you know? By the way, Bethesda, how about we make some NPCs that are walking around the world that just don't automatically attack you? Because it seems really lazy. It seems really lazy when every fucking NPC in the game attacks me when I see them. Like, if you wanted me to feel immersed in the game, maybe I walk up to some NPCs, a raider or a super mutant now and then, who somehow have their senses, you know? I mean, for God's sake, I understand maybe a super mutant or they're fucking ugly ass dogs, but like, you can't have some raiders once in a while. Like, I come up to them and they give me a little question, like, "Hey, give me some caps, or else I'll, you know, or else I'll bust a cap on you, on you." It's a pun, you know. But no, seriously, you can't give me a scenario where a raider gives me a choice where they say, "Hey, man, can you give me some caps, or I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm gonna have to stab your guts out." Why is there never anything like that? It's like I'm playing a fucking on wheels game where I have no real choices and no one interacts with me. It's like I'm either a ghost or I'm a fucking, like, you know, I'm a rabid dog and they all just think they need to shoot me as soon as they see me. A rabid kitty cat, you know. It doesn't make any sense. How am I going to feel immersed? And the factions they do have are so fucking bad, okay? The Brotherhood of Steel is super evil. I mean, listen, if you have to pick a faction in the game, which you sort of do, I'd say pick them, because at least they're kind of normal, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got some cute military chicks, and they got a cool, you know, big flying ship or something like that. What was that ship back in the early 1900s that, like, lit on fire in the air and all the people died in it? It's like one of those. I forgot what you call them, but you know, I guess I pick Brotherhood of Steel because the other one, like the Minutemen, doesn't feel like a real group. You know, it feels like bullshit. And the Railroad are fucking cunts anyway. It's like, why are we so sympathetic with these dumbass robots? They're robots. Who gives a shit? They don't even know how to love. Okay, kids? They don't know how to love, okay? Trust me, they don't know what it's like to get your heart broken. I do. All right. But that's for another day. But you know, what's the other group you can choose? Oh, that's right, the Institution or whatever, underground. The Institute. Yeah, they're creepy. Also, another thing that doesn't connect, and I'm gonna blame this on bad writing, but supposedly when you go down and for the first time in the Institute, they act like, oh, we're not that bad. We've got scientists, humans working with robots, you know. We don't want to harm people. Okay, that's fine. But explain to me then why you got your random dumbass robots constantly attacking my settlements on the surface and killing innocent people. So that's just fucking shit writing right there. Okay? shit writing. Oh, I hate the Minecraft thing. I hate the Minecraft thing, you know? It's like, listen, how do you want to kill the immersion best? You know, do you want to take away all the role playing elements and just have you run around and kill, like, you know, all the super mutants in a factory? Or do you want to make it so there's no interesting NPCs or choices? Or do you want to make it a Minecraft simulator? Like, what the fuck were you thinking, Bethesda? So, this is a situation for those of you who haven't played the game. You can kind of build your little settlements. If you help random dumbass generic NPCs, like, they couldn't even make the generic NPCs, like, there's not that many of them. They couldn't even make them have their own, like, story arcs or anything interesting, you know? That would have been a great opportunity for random quests, and maybe some of the settlements you go to help, it fails. Maybe you get, like, really hard challenges where you'd be up against some, like, terrible raider group that had some unique thing, like they were cannibals, you know? Or, they ate cats, or whatever it might be. But no, it's like, oh, hey, here's a generic settlement, you know? Here's a generic settlement. We need your help. Can you go clear out these enemies? Over and over and over. It's boring, okay? And that's what I'm talking about right now. It's a settlement system. You have this thing where you can build this, like, system of settlements that are, like, under your control. You know, I don't know if they're your slaves or what, you know. It's kind of weird. Through the Minutemen, you can build settlements and trade and shit like that. But, it feels pointless. And the sad thing about it is the little towns, you can, like, build buildings. You can put beds for people to sleep in. You can do little vendor things, you know, electricity, shit like that. It's cute for, like, 20 minutes. Then you realize that it's not even fucking fun to do. Like, unless you're, like, autistic and have a lot of free time on your hands to sit at home and do it all day long. Like all those kids who play Minecraft. Even Minecraft is more fun though, because at least you get to be a cute cartoon character, and it's appealing to the eye, the funny things you can do in that game, like Legos, you know. But like with this, it's like, who cares? Another criticism of the settlement system I have is that in a matter of no time, I'm saying if you were like trying to race and do it in a few hours, you can probably build a bigger settlement connection. Like all your settlements are technically kind of connected in a way, you know, like they can trade. You could build a bigger settlement system in like 2 hours than anything else in the game. Like there are no big factions where it's like, oh my god, this big town of people who are teaming up you gotta watch out for. There's no like big groups that are organized particularly. And that's the problem, is it makes the game end up seeming small. Because you on your own can build a cooler settlement in no time than there is in the game besides Diamond City. Another thing I want to say is there really isn't much point to the game. Like, there's not a lot of points in the game in which you care, you know? You don't give a shit, okay? It's like you wake up, they did this lame ass plot where your son gets stolen from cryo sleep for some mysterious reason, and you have to go find him, okay? But the reality is there's not been any like connection to the kid build up. It's just a baby. You know, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? And then you're supposed to care about the world you're in, Boston. But you have no real connection. You didn't grow up in a vault. You didn't get to experience anything. It's not like New Vegas where you're after revenge. It's not like the first games where you're leaving your vault to go find something to help your vault survive. It's nothing like that, you know. It's like, oh hey, let's find your son. And then you find him and he's this douchey old man who likes robots more than humans. Listen, kids. Listen, okay? If you ever reach the point where you like robots more than humans, you should just give up, and jump off a cliff, okay? Because that's not cool. You know, I mean, it's one thing to like kittens. It's one thing to like cats more than humans. I could at least understand that. But robots, their fingernails don't even grow, okay? You know, fuck that. But anyway. I mean, in the end, you play Fallout 4 and you say to yourself, why do I give a shit, you know? It's just not rewarding. I mean, for Christ's sake, the only time I ever even cared in the game was, like, when I found a ship, a big ship that had been, like, a historical display from, like, the 1600s, was on land, okay? And there were these robots hanging around who were very, what's the word for it? Charismatic. They were really focused on trying to build the ship and fly off into the sea again, I guess. I don't know. And it reminded me a lot of a quest from New Vegas, where you show up to a factory and you end up finding some ghouls, and your first instinct is like, fuck, they're ghouls, I better kill them. And they all end up being like, you know, nice and like kind of like humans, and they just want to go fly into space because of some creepy religious thing. I don't know. But you know, so I did like this one quest where you decide to help her fight these robots. Of course, you're gonna help the robots. They're hilarious. There's a captain. He's very amusing guy. You know, he's got a great spirit. I'll spoil it now. If you decide to help the robots, they end up flying their ship up into the sky, and then they crash into a skyscraper like across the road. And their ship's like sitting in the really high, and the only way to get to it is to climb up a million stories up in a building. It's cute as hell. And that's another downfall of the game. There are not a lot of creative quests, you know? There aren't. I mean, I can think of the slavery ring in Fallout 3, or I remember there was a little family you came across in Fallout 3, and you're supposed to like kill them or something like that. You can decide to like help the kids. I don't know. There was these little kids who lived in like some mines or some mountains, some caves in Fallout 3 that had their own community. That was interesting. There was a little virtual simulator you found in a vault where your dad was captured in the third game. In New Vegas, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a fight club where you fight creatures and all kinds of stuff. There were all kinds of cool quests in Las Vegas. There was one where you go into this place that's full of vampires to investigate a missing detective, you know, or some shit like that, and someone missing. You know, there was fun stuff. In Fallout 4, there was like none of that, you know. It's like, oh hey, can you go kill these 20 super mutants, you know? In fact, the only fucking quest I even appreciate really is a few things. The one with the ship with the robots. There's another one where you find a vault that's still active and they do some trading with the outside world. That was cool. It turns out that the vault that's still active, they were doing tests, and like they had like double windows or mirrors, and they could see into the vault, and they were studying the vault dwellers as they lived, and we're gonna potentially like poison them or something like that. That was really interesting. And there's also a citizen in that vault who asked you to go find their cat, because somehow the cat got out. Now I don't know, there's a really big vault door. I'm not sure how the cat escaped, but you know, it doesn't seem like a very secure vault to me, but what do I know, right? The point I'm making is there's just not a lot of cool quests. It's like Bethesda forgot that, or doesn't realize that the reason people like this game is because, you know, the RPG quests, the running around with characters you care a little bit about, the overall plot not being shit, because there is no real plot in Fallout 4. It's like, oh hey, there's some robots that are a pain in the ass underground. Do you want to help them or not? You know, or do you want to kill them? Kill them, trust me, okay? There's nothing more to it, and in the end, it's a shit experience and a shit game, okay? Let's see, what else do I want to complain about? Listen, people always talk about, oh, Fallout 4, the shooting mechanics are pretty good. They're okay. I never had a problem with the other games, because, you know, the reality is, I don't want to feel like some kind of pro. I don't want to feel like I'm in fucking Call of Duty and Fallout, because, you know, I'm an average guy, you know? I'm an average guy with good-looking hair. You know, sure, but I'm an average guy. I shouldn't be like mowing down all the opposition really easily. I kind of like the shooting mechanics not being perfect. You guys ever shot a real gun in real life, like a big gun, at like a gun range, kids? I'm sure you 8-year-olds have, but you know, if you shoot a really big gun, kids, you know, maybe like this big, a big one, it's gonna be hard to shoot targets that are, you know, 30 feet away. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it not always being the easiest, but what else? I mean, there's some cool guns. There's some cool crafting. I'm not going to deny that. Unfortunately, the whole Minecraft settlement thing ruins the immersion of the game, because your settlements are bigger than almost all the other settlements except for, like, Diamond City. Makes the world feel small. There is a cool radiation area you can go to where it's like a nuclear bomb hit, like, right there, and you have to wear a suit to get through without being damaged. I like that. The death claws are kind of weak from my experience in this game. They seem less imposing to me than the other games. Maybe that's just me being really good. I don't know. The whole Minutemen thing is boring. Who cares? I don't want to have this cheesy ass like Revolutionary War era group of people like connected together. I don't care, you know. Oh, and also there's so many missed opportunities in this game. I can't even begin. Okay, there's this one Irish chick who you can get to be your companion. I like her better than the other shitty companions. Her and the French robot. And she's working at like a fight club or some shit like that. And you go in and you know, you end up saving her. She's getting like beat up or some shit. I don't remember. You save her and she becomes your companion. But you immediately think when you're going to this fight club that like of course it's going to be like in New Vegas. You're going to have some really cool scenario where you get to go into this cage and fight like creatures or a bunch of raiders or something like that to make money. Like you expect that, right? But it never happens. And you're thinking to yourself, Jesus Christ, like are they trying to avoid fun role-playing things where you get little mini activities and mini quests that make you feel like you're part of the world? I mean, I was just sitting in the building after I saved, I think her name's Claire or something like that, Kate maybe, I don't know. But, you know, she's talking to me with her cute Irish accent and shit, and I'm just waiting, though. I'm waiting. I'm like, did I miss something? When am I going to get to go fight people? Like, if, you know, in a cage, right? It doesn't happen. Another time that happens is at one point you need to go through someone's memory. You need to go through someone's memory at this memory lounge or something like that to find some shit from their past so you can figure out where to go. I don't know. But it's this building where they put you in these little capsules and you get to like go through your memories, right? And I was thinking to myself, oh my god, this is perfect. I can't wait. I'm going to get to go there and like, you know, go through some of my memories back in the 21st century, 1950s-esque era, you know, with my kid or something like that. They're going to build up some, like, background of why I should care about this dumbass baby or whatever, or why my husband, you know, wife or whatever was cool. And, no, you don't get that. You don't get that. I mean, I was so ready for, like, a simulation scene, like in Fallout 3, where you and your dad are stuck in this creepy, like, world that this scientist wants you to be with this little community, you know. I don't know, something like that. And you don't get anything. It's fucking disappointing. Listen, I mean, the game looks nice, you know. I mean, yeah, it's a nice looking game. The sky looks pretty. The vaults look cool. But, like, in the end, it lacks substance. It's like a big, pretty world, but you're walking around just waiting for the next thing to kill. You're not waiting for the next cool quest. You don't give a shit about the main storyline because it's boring. The only cool moments are really like Brotherhood of Steel stuff. Like the Brotherhood of Steel has an epic entrance where their big flying ship shows up and it catches you off guard. You don't expect it. You just hear a noise and you have to go look at it, and it's kind of out of left field. But there aren't any moments like that. There's like 3 moments in the game that are like that, you know. And it's sad because sometimes you'll explore houses and you'll find like sad notes and little like minor mysteries about people who died a long time ago and like left some treasure or whatever. And it's interesting. And then, but it doesn't lead to anything. It's just there for you to read or to check out in a computer. And like, it makes you then kind of like more disappointed about the main story and the main quest, because little notes, like I remember finding a little thing where there was this little cottage, I believe, and there was like a chick and a guy who lived there, and they lived there after the apocalypse, and they were talking about something about like, I don't know if it was cazadors or you know, some kind of enemy creature. They were noticing more and more of them, and I think the guy, like, you end up finding through notes that he ended up like going out on his boat and getting eaten or killed, or, you know, whatever. It's like a tragedy. It's like sad. It's like you know, it's a love tragedy, you know, with this cute couple who are trying to survive in the apocalypse. Kind of like Titanic, you know, kids. I know you love that, but and you read these little notes and investigate this little story, and you can even find like his skeleton, whatever, and it draws you in more than the fucking main story does. Like a 5-minute thing, and that's just sad. So the world's big, you know, I like that, I guess. Also, huge disappointment with the water. I was expecting, you know, you could go in the water since we're in Boston, and maybe some big-ass mutated shark would pop up and just eat you. How cool would that be? Things like that give a world more, more bite, you know. Gives it more kick. It makes you feel like you're there. Like, when you literally have in the back of your mind, you're like, oh shit, I gotta make sure not to jump in a huge thing of water because maybe there'll be a mutated alligator, right? You know. I mean, and that's the problem, is there's certain enemy types that are interesting, yes. Like, there's no cazadors because they're only in the west, apparently. I don't know why. Bumblebees must not be popular as I thought. But, anywho. There are cool creatures like giant scorpions, giant crabs, you know, things like that. But after a while, you just keep facing the same enemies, and it gets kind of boring. I also don't like this whole legendary. They did this thing with the creatures in it that are they're like legendary, and they pop up and they just have like higher HP. You know, they're a pain in the ass to kill, and it's just like you get like some shitty gun. I don't like it. I feel like it doesn't add anything. Let's see. I don't know. I don't like the game that much. If it's not already obvious, I can't stand it. I was so hyped up, you know, got my Fallout socks and everything. I didn't even open them. That's how disappointed I was. I will say this about the game. The first couple hours, you play it, you say, shit, this is pretty good. You know, you look past the dumbass dialogue wheel with the stupid forced voices. This should have been optional, by the way. You know, you paid some people thousands of dollars to do the voice acting, and then you can't even, like, give me an option to turn that shit off. I mean, like, it seems like that would have been pretty cheap to do in comparison, you know? Like, to revert to an old dialogue wheel versus a new one, like, I mean, like, just cut the audio and give me full sentences and text. I don't think that would be that hard, right? You know, I don't know. The modders online seem capable of doing this sort of stuff, but Bethesda can't. I lost my train of thought. I was trying to think if there's some more cool creatures and stuff, but it's hard to remember. I also wish there were more cats wandering around. I think there's an unrealistically low amount of kitty cats and stuff like that. Lots of missed opportunities. There's like broken down railroad tracks, metro tracks everywhere. Why not give me a quest where I get to somehow fix a railroad that goes through all the settlements? If you're gonna force me to do this dumbass Minecraft thing, why don't you let me do some cool stuff with it, you know? That would be badass, a railroad, yeah. Let's see. Even things like Diamond City, like, you first go there and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's a baseball stadium. That's creative, you know? It's got, like, automatically got big walls and shit, you know? I kind of think that's cool. And then it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel fleshed out, you know? It feels small. I mean, how many are there? Like 40 NPCs? In Diamond City or some shit like that. I mean, like, for God's sake, this is the city of the new world. I mean, Jesus, you know. I also hate robots. I don't like robots at all, so it was hard for me to get into the game because it's like, you know, I don't sympathize with these dumbass robots. You know, I say unscrew them, you know, throw them in the junk pile, you know, unless they want to help make us like tacos and clean up shit, you know what I mean? There were not enough factions fighting each other, like, you know, the world doesn't feel alive. I also can't really choose to be a bad guy in the game. Like, the only way to be a bad guy is what, like, I don't know, being with either the Institute or the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, the game seems to want to suggest that that's a bad thing to do, you know. But there is no way to really be a bad guy in the game either, which is bullshit. And if you do choose to be as bad as you can be by, like, shooting all the NPCs and stuff, nothing happens. You know, no one. If you were to kill a bunch of people in Diamond City, leave, and then come back later, I don't think anything would happen. It's lame. It's lame. Okay. I guess I'm almost done ranting about this game. You know, I mean, you know, it's cool and all that I got these blue sneakers. I guess I don't know. I mean, hey, I guess I could wear them sometime. But the game itself, it's pretty enough. It's got some cool weapons. But it's a huge fucking disappointment. It's a huge step back from New Vegas. A game that gave you choices, gave you options, and you made you care, you know? You could be, basically in this game, in Bethesda's Fallout 4, you can be the character that Bethesda wants you to be. You know, you don't have any choices about dialogue, really. You can't be an anti-hero in the scheme of the big scheme of, like, taking over the world, you know? You have to basically choose, like, A or B, you know, kind of thing. It's shit, okay? I recommend not buying it. I know I'm a little late, but I would not buy it if I were you guys. I wouldn't buy it. I hope Bethesda's been listening. They apparently sold a shit ton of copies of this game, so they probably haven't been, which is a shame. I would, at this point, I wish Fallout 4 did terribly, so maybe they would try harder on the next one. I hate the game. I hate it so much. It makes me angry. It makes me want to drown the developers in macaroni and cheese, in gooey macaroni and cheese. I just want to throw them in giant vats of mac and cheese and see them trying to swim for their lives. But I don't know if you guys have ever tried swimming in mac and cheese, but it's not easy. It's gooey. Your feet get stuck in the goo. You know, I would love to see the developers trying to swim out of mac and cheese for doing this to Fallout. You know, it's like, hey guys, you made a big world. It looks kind of pretty. It's got a few cool things, but overall it's shit. You didn't put a lot of effort into the role-playing elements. You forced us with this cliche voice, forced protagonist voice. You did boring quests, fetch quests over and over. I'm so tired of killing robots in factories. You didn't give us any choices, and you fucking disappointed all of us hardcore Bethesda fans who bought the stupid ass mini nuke and shit like that, and fucking sweater. Why did I get the sweater? I don't even know. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give Fallout 4 maybe a 5 out of 10 boxes of mac and cheese. Huge disappointment. And my scale 5 is not good. Okay, it's bad. Maybe 4. You know what? Fuck it, 4. Because if this wasn't a Fallout game, it would be an okay game. But because it's a Fallout game, we have expectations. The game regressed. Somehow Fallout 4 is worse than Fallout New Vegas in almost everything except for graphics and world size. You know what I mean? It's almost worse in every regard, yet it came out like 6 years later. Like, what the hell? Sorry, I'm losing my cool, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. 5 out of 10 boxes of mac and cheese, or 4. You know, don't buy the game. I know they already made money on it. Hopefully the next Elder Scrolls isn't as disappointing as this shit game. But don't spend your bottle caps on this game, okay? Oh, one last thing before I go. The songs in the game and the radio are great. Alright, that's the one thing. I was listening, I turned the radio on, and I'd be really grumpy while I was playing, but then I put the radio on and I feel a lot better. So, yeah, Bethesda, you did a good job buying the rights to some nice cheesy 50s songs. Congratulations. But, you know, that's all you're good at, apparently. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the weather outside and have a great day, and come back next time, okay? So, I'll see ya. I'm gonna spoil it for you kids. The whole game, you're trying to go find your son. It's really obvious from the beginning, since you're being frozen and you get refrozen. It's really obvious that, like, the odds are your baby's not gonna be a baby by the time you see him. You know what I mean? That's pretty obvious. But they try to act like it's some fucking surprise when you find him as an old man. Fuck that.